All right. Welcome, everybody, to this week's team call. I'm super excited about this topic. I have been having some conversations lately with the leaders on our team on some mastermind chats. And, we really talked about the KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I said silly because there's no stupid questions. I like to tell my coaches there's no stupid questions. So we're going to talk today about simplifying this business. And just to kind of introduce it before I go over a couple announcements, it's like if you are to go into a 4-year career or 8-year career and you kind of see the big picture of everything that you have to do in the 8 years, it is a little bit overwhelming, but you have an idea of what to expect. And then that way, you can go in and tackle it one semester, one class at a time. So that's kind of the goal of this call today for you guys, and I believe it's going to help many of you guys. I've had some one-on-one conversations with some of my coaches that were confused about exactly what do they need to do or be focusing on. And so this conversation I've had with multiple people, and it was like a light switch went off in their head. So obviously, I'm here to teach it to everybody now. So first thing I want you guys to remember is there is a Super Saturday event next week on the 23rd. On the 23rd of September, there's a Super Saturday event at a location near you. Just go into your Coach Online office. These are quarterly events. You can go to events and training in your Coach Online office. There's an interactive map. You click on it, and it will show all the locations that are being hosted near you right now. So with that being said, I'm going to be in Salt Lake City. It's a 3-hour drive south. We're going to go down there because Tony Horton is there. And one of the great leaders from our hometown is going down there. She's a double 15-star diamond. So we're going to go down there with everybody there. And also Tony Robbins and Gary Vaynerchuk are going to be at an event the day before. So we're going to have a weekend full of excitement next weekend. We want to make sure you get to your Super Saturday event. I also want you to be thinking ahead of time to June of 2018, where we're going to have Beachbody Coach Summit in Indianapolis. So go to www.coachsummit.com. to get all the information on the ticket pricing, the location. There's discounted hotel prices for Beachbody coaches. Go check it out. If you're on this call, I believe that you want to build your business. So if you want to build your business, you must find a way to get to Summit next year. And if you're a new coach, I want you guys to know within 90 days of first becoming a coach, there's a discounted new coach ticket price. So once you become a coach, or if you're a brand new coach, you have 90 days to get the discounted new coach price. And then on top of that, just work with me if you need to on setting monthly goals to be able to afford your airfare. Or we've always helped people pair up inside of hotel rooms to save cost on that as well. So that's something to look forward to. Put on your goals or write it down on your goals if you have not yet to come to Coach Summit with us. So with that being said, we're going to get started. Just one quick shout out about recognition. I had 9 people in our challenge group submit their results in the past week alone. It means they started and finished their program, and we have many more coming. So that's just a reminder to each one of you guys on this call today. It's so important that you submit your results in the Beachbody Challenge. I just submitted mine for finishing Shift Shop and also for doing a week of hard labor. So make sure that you submit your results in the Beachbody Challenge because my way to say it is, how do you expect any of your customers to finish if you never finish? You've got to be the example for them. So let's roll right into this and talk about simplifying the Beachbody business and the model of the Beachbody business. I've been doing this for 7 years, so I've been through all the phases of Beachbody coaching, and I'm going to break it down into phases after this, but I'm going to go over the most vital basic, and you guys may have heard this a million times already, the 4 vital behaviors, but I'm going to mention it again because repetition becomes habit. So the 4 vital behaviors to remember are personal development, which means read or listen to good audios that improve your life. And it has to be specific to you. Like I have recommendations for new coaches that are good, like The Compound Effect, You're a Badass. Those are all good books. A great book for the beginning of me was 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. Like there's a ton of good ones, but remember that personal development is personal. And we're all so different. We all have different struggles, different strengths. And so the best way to do that is just really reach out to the team and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, or I'm not very good at this. Which book should I read? And then we'll help introduce a book. Like, for example, I'm reading a book right now called The 7 Levels of Intimacy and the Art of Loving and Being Loved. But the cool thing about this is it talks about the different levels of communication between people, not just like your spouse. A lot of people think intimacy is just with your spouse. But I know that a lot of coaches are on level 1 of intimacy, where it's just surface level conversation, where there's not really a connection made. And that's the only missing piece between having somebody join your team and start the journey with you. So there's different books that can help you, but personal development is a must. I will tell you, if you do not read personal development, you will quit when it gets hard on your transformation or your business. So personal development is the number 1. Second one, proof the products worked. I mentioned it as we kicked off this call. You must start and finish a program. Like, I know a lot of people like to do 1 day of T25, 1 day of Body Beast, 1 day of running, and this and that. And if that fires you up and is helping on your transformation, go for it. But what I would suggest doing is complete a program and then like do a program start to finish, like 21 Day Fix or Core to Force, or, you know, even the 3-week yoga retreat. And then do the other thing you like to as a secondary thing. So for example, when I did Core to Force with my daughter, I committed to doing it with my daughter. I was lifting 3 days a week on top of that, because the Core to Force really didn't do much lifting for me. So, you know, but I needed to start and finish, and my daughter and I both submitted our results in the Beachbody Challenge. So be proof the products work. Then you don't have to sell anything. And that's an important thing. You only get to recommend something that works for you. But you can't recommend it if you're not doing it. So follow the meal plan, follow your workout, drink your Shakeology. The third one is invite, invite, invite. I'm going to break it down later. So I'm not going to go into detail on this. I'm going to break it down on the next thing on the phase. And then the last one, the last of the 4 vital behaviors is recognition. Okay? Recognition. And I'll talk about that on the other page as well. But I put 4 images down here, guys. This is my bookshelf right here, one of my bookshelves. This is my transformation I posted yesterday. And then this is the invite picture right here. Just showing what an invite looks like. And then recognition post that I did for one of my coaches last week for Colby. So congrats to Colby, everybody. Give him a shout out for hitting Success Starter, which means in your first month, you hit Success Club at least 5 in your business on your first month. You get a conference call with the CEO, Carl Deichler. So Colby earned that in his first month. So he deserves a shout out and recognition for that. So this is the foundation of the business first and foremost, okay? And I'll break it down. But one thing I want you guys to understand is we're going to talk about the 3 phases on the next page. But what I want you guys to know is my belief, and this is a belief I created for me in my business, is that if no matter what happens, because there's a million things, we have a team of 45,000 coaches. I have thousands of customers I've started and helped throughout the process in 7 years. So it can feel sometimes overwhelming. Am I good enough? Can I really help everybody at the level that I need to help people at? And you can start to get hard on yourself in a way. So I created a rule for myself. I believe this is important for you to do for yourself. But one thing that I decided is no matter, because I have 5 kids as well, right? And I teach the kids at church on Sunday, and I have a team of Beachbody coaches, right? So all these different roles. But in order for me to be successful as a team Beachbody coach is have to do anything to do with my rank. It's not going to be anything to do with how much money I make as a coach. And as a matter of fact, like I'll feel fulfillment and joy from this, but it's never going to be on the results of somebody else in my business, whether it's their transformation or their business. My success is going to be dependent on whether or not I can lead myself first and foremost. And the way that I determine that is because some days are busy, right? As long as I do these 4 things every single day, I can go to bed and say, I'm a great coach. If other people did what I did today, their life would improve. And what I mean by that is if everybody that I've ever helped start on their transformation as a customer or on their coach journey did their 4 vital behaviors, their personal development, proof the products work, they invited people and they recognized people, their life would become better. So that's my rule for success for me, is I know what my role is and my purpose as a coach to help people. And as long as I do those 4 things at least every day, I'm a successful coach. And then I do everything else I possibly can do without interfering with family life and church life. Okay, so those are the 4 vital behaviors. Remember that. That's a must, 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 must. And now I'm going to break it down for you guys in the 3 phases. You guys can take a picture of this. You can screenshot it later because this is recorded. But I broke it down into 3 phases. We're going to talk about 1 phase at a time. You guys can notice repetition is key. I put 4 vital behaviors again at the bottom, so you do not forget it. Phase 1. Okay, this has solely to do with you. I want you to remember this. This is the selfish. You'll never hear another Beachbody coach say you have to be selfish, okay? But this is me telling you you have to be selfish, okay? It's like you hear whenever you get on an airplane and the lady's up there and the man's up there in the beginning and talks about the air mask and the life vest. They say the air mask comes down, put it on yourself first, and then you put it on your child or the person next to you. So phase 1 is the selfish phase, okay? This is the first part of your business that you have to master. We're going to talk about mastering each of these phases. And you start with phase 1, and then you master phase 2, and then you master phase 3. And when you're doing phase 3, you have to remember you're doing phase 1 and 2 at the same time. But in the beginning, you're mastering just phase 1, okay? Phase 1 is personal development. I already went into detail about that. You have to master your ability to lead yourself in your personal development and growing yourself as a person. Okay, one of the first things I ask somebody when they're struggling is, what are you doing to grow yourself? That's the first thing I ask them. What are you doing? What's your personal growth plan? What are you doing to grow yourself? Second thing I always ask them is, what are you doing to grow others? What's your plan to grow other people? So first thing, personal development. And then the second thing is be proof the products work. Now, I can't see everybody, but you guys can probably see each other. Raise your hand if you are committed to doing your personal development daily and to be proof the products work. I want to see your hands raised. I can see a couple of you guys. Okay, that's phase 1. You've got to master that first so that you can help other people. Okay, and this is going to give you a whole, this is everything that I do as a coach. And I'm going to list a lot of things in between these phases. And those are just extra things you can learn over time, but these 3 things are the basic things that you need to master. So that's phase 1. Phase 2, attract. This is the vital behavior. The number 1 thing here, attract, connect, invite. I know I said it's invite, 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 but I name it differently. I call it attract, connect, and invite. This is phase 2 of your business that you need to master. And what this means, this is the whole invite process. This means you, I'm seeing Leanne right here. This means you, Leanne, as a human being, connecting with another human being, or attracting them into your life, or you go out and find them, you attract them, or you find them, you make a connection with them. Kind of like I mentioned in that 7 Levels of Intimacy book, you make a connection with them, where you have trust or rapport built with them by having a conversation, by listening to them, by caring about them. And then once that happens, you share your story with them. You make a connection with them. You share your story with them. And your story, man, this could be a whole nother topic, but your story is how Beachbody's changed your life, what your life was like before Beachbody, how it's transformed thanks to Beachbody. And then number 3, why it is that you're going to help continue the journey and help other people. So you're going to attract these people. You're going to have conversations, not a conversation, conversations with them, whether in person, text, phone, on Facebook, on Instagram, on email, all of these things I use. You're going to have conversations with them. You're going to drop your vulnerability wall and share parts of your story. They're going to connect with you because you bring your walls down. Once you bring down your wall, they bring down theirs. And they share with you what they need in their life. And then you invite them to change that. And you invite them by offering them a solution to help them change whatever it is they need to change. And the one thing I believe with all of my heart is that any problem that anybody has ever faced that I've come across in 7 years, Beachbody will help them. Yeah, I want that to sink in. Anybody. I've had, like we look at Chris in our challenge group, he's at 378 pounds. He's angry. He's upset. He's not the father he wanted to be. His mother died at the age that he is right now, and he's scared. We have a solution for him, right? We have the best fitness and nutrition program that there is. So I invite him to come into a challenge group or accountability group and start a program, starting his health and fitness. Okay, so we invite people. There's lots of different things you can invite people to do. I have a friend that was threatening suicide last week. We have a solution, right? Good friends, books that will help him believe in himself and see the value that he has, right? The connection inside of our challenge groups, those things all will help. And then Noah will help someone with that as well. If they do a workout, they're going to feel good endorphins and begin to feel better about themselves. So like any problem that I've seen, we have a solution for that. So you've got to get in phase 2. You really have to get to the place that you believe without a shadow of a doubt, without any doubt, that Beachbody, Team Beachbody is a solution that can help them change whatever it is they were struggling with, okay? So this is in phase 2. Attracting the people, connecting with them, inviting them. There's lots of different training you can do on this. And training that you could search when you need that training, it would be like how to expand your network, how to use Instagram to meet people, how to use a like page to connect with people, how to use YouTube to connect with people, like all of those things, right? That would be on how to attract people. To connect, the trainings you could watch on how to connect with people would be a lot of Tony Robbins stuff on YouTube on mastering influence, or books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, 7 Levels of Intimacy. So all of those parts, there's trainings for each of these. Invites, you can find all kinds of trainings on YouTube, inside of our team page, on my YouTube, on how to invite people. Like I have a script, like a play-by-play script where one of me and my coaches, we pretend to a phone call, and she's for pretend my client, and I talk her through a phone call as if I was doing it with a future customer, and I invite her. So there's all kinds of trainings like that for that part. So that's number 1 that you need to master in phase 2. Attract, connect, and invite. Number 2 is recognition. And a lot of times you may look at a more advanced or seasoned coach like me and be like, well, I don't have a rank advancement to celebrate or recognize, or I don't have coaches hitting Success Club to recognize. But recognition can be for anything in their life that they're doing good. And one thing that I love about Beachbody, what I've seen, is that like not everybody wants to build a business, and you have to understand that. Some people just need to get healthy and fit. And believe it or not, some people just want to be a part of the community. Okay? They love the workouts, or they're on their transformation. They love to be a part of the community. These people need recognition as well. So you should recognize one person every single day. And recognition could be, let's say, Leanne, you're getting picked on a lot today because you're the one I see. Okay, now I can see 4 people. I see Leanne, I see Hannah, I see Juliana now. Okay, so Juliana, let's say Juliana is a brand new, she's been one of my coaches for a while, but let's say she's a brand new customer, and I have a phone call with her, and she commits to getting Beachbody on demand, okay? I could give her recognition publicly and say, I want to give a shout out to my friend Juliana, who has committed to changing her life through health and fitness and being a part of our group. And so I could give her recognition. So there's lots of things. I see Hannah on here. Hannah, you could see a friend at the park when you're out with your baby, and your friend is out taking a walk as well, or doing something good, right? Being a good mother. You could recognize her, not publicly on Facebook, but just in person. Say, hey, I think it's awesome that you are spending this quality time with your kids at the park. There needs to be more mothers like you. That's recognition. It's not just about the Beachbody business. So that's in phase 2, mastering these things. And those are the 4 vital behaviors. If you look at phase 1 and phase 2, 1 and 2 in phase 1 and 1 and 2 in phase 2 are all the vital behaviors. So the next step in phase 2 is, it goes off of the step number 1, where you attract, connect, and invite with people, right? You invite people. So now you invite them and they commit to changing their life. They get on the Beachbody on Demand, or they already have T25 and they start it. Or they already have the Insanity DVDs and they start it. You got to let go of the sell in the beginning. If you want to grow a business and really help people, like, yes, you're going to make sales. Yes, you're going to sell somebody Shakeology or sell someone a challenge pack. But you also have to help the people that already have Beachbody on Demand, or already have T25. Or heck, I started someone today that has Slim and 6 that that can't afford Beachbody On Demand yet wants it, but we're working with what they have, and they have old Slim and 6 DVDs, so I'm starting them on Slim and 6. So the next part of phase 2 that you have to master is helping people get results, okay? So this means there's lots of training you can do on this. There's lots of tools on how to run a challenge group, templates for a challenge group, being in a challenge group with your coach, seeing how they interact, what they do, things they do inside of their groups, and then emulating that with your own style. So helping people get results. This is like probably all these are important, but this is like one of the most important if you want to develop what we're going to call a Beachbody advocate. And write that down. Put like stars. I put asterisks, asterisks, asterisks. Beachbody advocate. That's the goal, is that you create a Beachbody advocate. In phase 1 and phase 2, up to the point of number 3 in phase 2, lead up to this Beachbody advocate. Create Beachbody advocate. Okay? What a Beachbody advocate is somebody where Beachbody, the transformation, the workouts, the nutrition plan, the support of you as a coach, or the support of the accountability group has completely changed their life. Like I interviewed Chris yesterday, and he was talking to it like he feels like it's like a ministry, like he's born again Christian. That's how he feels with his transformation. Like it has to pour out of him. He says it just pours out of him what Beachbody is doing for him. He can't stop it, right? That's what a Beachbody advocate is. And the goal is to create these people. I'm a Beachbody advocate. Guys, before I became a coach and signed up, I was pouring out about P90X, Insanity, the nutrition plan, everything about Team Beachbody for an entire year. And I never got paid for it. But I was pouring out into it because I was a Beachbody advocate. I believed no matter what, if somebody did P90X, their life would change. So help people become Beachbody advocates. That's step number 3 in phase 2. Then the next thing is a simple question. This is what I ask every single person that's in my challenge group and starts to see results. Even if it's only 7 pounds. Let's say they committed for 2 weeks solid. They lost 7 pounds. I do this. Hey, Hannah, you've lost 7 pounds. You've stayed committed for 2 weeks. Like, I love that you show up in the challenge group every single day. Like, you are not only like improving your own life, but you're helping other people in the group stay accountable. And here's the question. Have you ever considered being a coach like I am? That's my invite. Have you ever considered doing what I do? Have you ever considered being a coach like me? And I just use questions like that. And then they're like, some of them say like, I've thought about it, but I don't know what it entails. Or they say, no, I can't be a coach. I'm not, and then they say where they're at or what their thing holding them back is. But I make that question. And then there's a whole nother list of trainings right here you could do on how to sponsor someone as a coach, right? Or how to invite them to be a coach. But the number one best thing that I've seen over the past 7 years is invite them to a coach sneak peek. When they say that sounds like, okay, I think maybe I could do something like that. And then I invite them into a coach sneak peek. And here's what, in the coach sneak peek, they're going to learn everything from the 4 vital behaviors, what it means to be a coach, what you shouldn't be as a coach, how much time does it take, how much effort's involved, all that stuff you've seen in our coach sneak peeks. They get to see all that, but the underlying thing that is deeper that helps them, because it could overwhelm them a little bit to see all that stuff, but the one thing you can always take them back to is helping them understand that all you do as a coach is what you help them do in the challenge group. And that's what I'm going to share. That's what I'm going to share with you in this whole call we're doing today on phase 1, 2, and 3. Is anytime they tell me they're overwhelmed after that, or I want to get started, but I need to research more. I need to figure everything out before I sign up. That's when I take them back to this right here. This is all you need to do as a coach in the beginning. And I take them to phase 1. We just need to focus on doing personal development and being proof the products work. That is how you be a successful coach in the beginning. So I take them back to phase 1. So that completes phase number 2. Phase number 2 includes the whole part of the coach thing where you start to move away from yourself and start connecting with other people, attracting them, finding them, inviting them, recognizing people around you. helping people get results inside of your challenge group. And not only in the challenge group, if you guys are my customers or were my customers and now coaches, you'll notice that it's not just inside the group. I'm writing you Facebook messages, following up, sending you links to videos to watch. I'm continually educating you about how Beachbody can transform your life, or showing you things that help deepen your belief in Beachbody and how it can help change your life. Is that true? Any of you guys that I am working with right now? Yep. So it's not just in the challenge groups. So remember, help people get results isn't just in the challenge groups. It's also how you connect with them one-on-one, helping the people get results. And then become a Beachbody advocate, and then they become a coach. That's phase number 2, okay? And here's what I'll tell you. If you master phase number 1, you are going to be a completely different person next year. Completely different person. If you 365 days following your meal plan, I see Chris, completely different. Your mindset's going to be different. You're going to be happier. You're going to have lost weight, and your life is going to completely change. In my eyes, guys, you're a successful coach. As your mentor, if you do that, if you sell nothing in 1 year as a coach, and you do that, and your life has changed that much, you're successful, I'm successful. Because your life has changed, okay? So that's about you. You start mastering that, you move on to phase 2. If you can do this, you are going to build a really good retail business. A really good retail business. You're going to get people results. These people are going to get results. You're going to sponsor customers. Customers are going to get results, like Chris losing 37 pounds. They're going to get results. They're going to be excited, right? Their life's going to be changed. They're going to tell their friends. And you may get referrals, and you can help those people. And you make a retail commission, and you help them. Or they become a coach, right? And maybe they help a couple people. You'll build a really solid retail business. Like you'll make, I'm not going to say lots of money. I can never promise that. But you'll make some good like for being a side thing of doing something you love, you'll make some good income. I'm seeing Sean on here, my buddy Sean, my top US coach. He has made some good money. That's not where he wants to be, but he's made over $50,000 US in 4 years, helping people get results, right? In 3 years, okay? In 3 years, he's made $50,000 helping people get results. And that's pretty incredible for something on the side from your laptop or your phone, okay? So that's phase 2. If you master that, you're going to be good in that area. Now, if you want to expand it, we're going to go to phase 3, okay? And one thing to remember in phase 2, when you're doing phase 2, I should have wrote this in there. Wait, I'm going to write it in right now. Continue phase 1, okay? Continue phase 1. Okay, so you master that. That's the second part. Phase number 3, this is when it goes on to a much larger level of influence, or we will call leadership. In phase 2, you're beginning your leadership because you're leading somebody in their transformation, right? You're leading them through their transformation. For example, I'm leading Chris through his transformation, and the team inside the challenge group is leading Chris through the transformation. So lo and behold, do my challengers in there know that they're all being trained inside of that group to not only change themselves, but to help other people change. So there's another secret behind the secrets. Okay, phase 3. This is the phase that took me to building this as a full-time career. I've been a full-time coach for 5.5 years. It provides an income for both my parents, extra income for Gabby's parents. It provides income for another assistant that I have helped me with some things as well. And I got to that level because I don't even want to say I've mastered level number 3, but I'm working on continuing to master number 3, phase number 3. Okay, and phase number 3, look how simple it is. Teach your new coaches. At the end of phase 2, these people become coaches. Your Beachbody advocates become Team Beachbody coaches. But it's not enough just to have them become coaches and leave them there. Phase 3 is the area of focus, is you need to master teaching your new coaches how to do phase 1 and phase 2. That's it. Does that make sense? So I'll just use Chris. So Chris, I got him in phase 1. He's doing personal development, good audios, working on his transformation. So I'm in phase 3 right now. I'm actually in phase 1, 2, and 3. Remember that. I'm doing my personal development. I'm doing my workouts, submitting my results. I'm in phase 2, inviting, connecting, attracting every month. I'm recognizing, helping people inside the challenge group get results. I'm helping those customers become coaches. And now in phase 3, I'm teaching Chris how to do phase 1, and I'm beginning to teach him how to do phase 2. I'm doing that as well with Leanne, and I see other people in here. I see Sean. But in phase 3, you don't just leave it at phase 1 and 2. You help teach those people that became Beachbody advocates, that got results that you helped. You help teach them how to be a coach, how to do this whole process. So first you teach them how to do phase 1. Then you teach them how to do phase 2. You get them getting their story out. You get them learning how to attract people, learning how to use social media, get them learning how to invite people. You get them learning how to recognize people. You get them learning how to help people get results inside their challenge groups. You help them know how to sponsor their first person as a coach. For example, I see Leanne. So I'm helping her in this phase in the area of her daughter wants to be a coach. I saw her on there. I don't see her now, but her daughter wants to be a coach. So now I have Leanne getting Bethany to the coach sneak peeks, getting Bethany into our coach training page, getting Bethany coming to the events that we're going to in October. So I'm teaching Leanne in phase 1 to do the personal development, prove the products work in our challenge group as a new coach. She's a coach in October, but I consider her a coach because she's signing up at the launch. But I'm teaching her that phase. I'm teaching her phase 2. Okay, and when she signs Bethany as her first coach, she is going to be, getting down and learning that second phase. So that is Team Beachbody Coaching in a nutshell. That's like, there's lots of things you're going to see. There's thousands of videos, thousands of trainings, and it can be so easy to look at that and get overwhelmed and be like, I don't know what to do. Okay, but this is what I want you to remember. I want you to screenshot this. Make yourself a daily to-do list, and your first 4 things on that to-do list should be those 4 vital behaviors. And then work on making sure that you've mastered phase 1. Once you've mastered phase 1 and you're disciplined in it, start working on phase 2 that we talked about today. Start mastering that phase. But here's the thing, guys. The minute you sign your first coach, you're already into phase 3. Okay? And that's okay. But you got to understand that it's going to take time to master it. And I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of inspiration. Guys, this is new for me. I'm the inspirational speaker. I'm not usually a teacher like this with diagrams and charts. So you guys are getting something new from me today because I'm trying to increase my awareness on how much I'm growing in phase 3, my ability to teach a new coach how to do these. So you guys can see that firsthand where I'm trying to learn better. Okay? But the one thing, now we'll get to my motivational part because that's my favorite part. Okay. You could look at this and be like, okay, that's still a little overwhelming. And that's okay to feel that. But what I want you to know, as your mentor, come to me in each of these phases as you're working on developing and learning them. And if you're struggling in one of the areas, that's what we should work on, me and you, so that you can master that. But what I want you to remember is that, and this is from the book The Outliers by Malcolm, I think, Goldwell or something like that. It's called The Outliers. It takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something, whether that's playing the violin, playing the guitar, anything. Your career as a doctor, your ability to be like a professional baseball player or hockey player or a horse racer. I don't know what you call them, sorry. It takes 10,000 hours to become a master. 10,000 hours. So remember that. Guys, I'm going to break that down for you. When they talk about in that book, it takes 10,000 hours or 7 years. I've only been a coach for 6.5 years. Okay? And even when I do hit my 7 years, it still doesn't mean I'm a master. You have to continually be learning and growing. And one thing that I'll help you guys understand now, so when you go for the long run, if you're ever don't enjoy your work anymore, you don't know what your purpose is first. And number 2, you're not learning anymore. You're doing the same things over and over and over and over and over. and that gets boring and it's not fun. So you have to continually grow and learn yourself, learn things for yourself and expand yourself. So it takes 10,000 hours. So guys, I was kind of breaking that down. If you want to become a master in 5 years, let's say 5 years, you want to be faster than doing it in 7 years. It's going to take you 2,000 hours a year, okay? And that's going to be 5.6 hours a day. So if you want to become a master pianist, it's going to take you 5 years at 5.6 hours a day. Okay, I'm telling you this because I see too many people get a year in and be like, I'm just not very good at this. Like maybe I'm not cut out for this. And they quit or they stop. They don't quit, they like stop and then they lose momentum and then they got to start over. So I'm helping you prepare yourselves right now. And I think it's important that you know the facts of this. If you want to become a master at Beachbody Coaching, at these 3 phases, it's going to take you, if you have 5.6 hours a day, which I know most of you guys don't, because this is your part-time gig on top of your job, it's going to take you 5 years and 5 years with 2,000 hours a year and 5.6 hours a day. Let's say you don't have 5.6 hours a day. You want to become a master Beachbody coach. And you want to do it in 7 years. It's going to take you 4 hours a day to become a master in 7 years. So like when I did this in the beginning, I worked 12-hour days and every Saturday, and my wife worked nights. So I had 3 little girls under the age of 4 when I built my business. I worked 4 to 5 hours a night, 7 days a week. That was my choice. You don't have to do that. But I think it's important to know that to get where I did, what I did, right? But I did 4 hours a day, 4 to 5 hours a day, 7 days a week for that entire first year. So if you want to be a master at mastering these 3 phases and become an amazing coach and mentor, it's going to take you 7 years, 4 hours a day, okay? The next thing I want you to know is, let's say you don't have 4 hours a day, but you want to become a master in 10 years. So by the time 2027 comes along, you like want to be this master Beachbody coach leader. Maybe you've written a book and you've spoken at big events and you've expanded your business into China and Japan and Australia, wherever we've gone, from US, Canada, and the UK, and you want to be leading this large team and making a huge impact. 10 years, it's going to take you 2 hours a day, 7 days a week to become a master. Did you guys write that down? So I want you guys to understand that so you don't feel overwhelmed and like, as you take this journey on, that it's just going to happen next month, or by the time launch comes on the 21st, you got to have everything down, or by the time next summit comes, just work on showing up, doing the daily disciplines every day. And if you don't understand that process, probably the best book I can recommend to you guys right now is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, or The Slight Edge. So you can understand, it's going to teach those principles and those facts. Okay, so that's the lesson for today. So remember, when you feel overwhelmed, when you wake up in the morning, you read your personal development, you see your goals, you sit down to work and you're like, I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. Do the 4 things first. Work on mastering the phase that you're working in right now, and understand that that's this whole process. Change your life through the 4 vital behaviors. Help somebody else change their life by teaching them to do the 4 vital behaviors. And then once they've changed their life and they become a coach on your team, teach those people how to do that same process. It's just a repeating process that you're doing over and over and over. And that's what I've been doing for 7 years. So hope this helps simplify it for you guys today. I got to go pack because we're headed to a family reunion. And I got to go help Gabby pack up the camper and everything so we can get out of here. But I love you guys. Thanks for spending time with me today. And if you have any questions, comment on the recording later or inside the team page, and I can expand. Or if you need a personal video for any of those topics we talked about, like, let me know and I'll send you something, or we'll talk about something that will specifically help you in that area that you need to work on right now. Okay, guys, we'll see you guys next week.